We're just in here, seeing how things are going. Ah, there you are. How are you all today? We're gonna check and see how the printer sound is going with. Cobra Boy's already like, yeah. What's up, man? How you doing? So today we're just doing a chat and hang out and talk about some projects, some updates, so on and so forth. How you doing? I'm glad you're here, man. I really am. Oh yeah, it's been an interesting week. You will hear the printer in the background because it's going, and I have that inside because in the shop it is like really hot. So we're staying in here for today, just doing some more blade designs and everything. I just uploaded a video of that new blade that I plan on working with. So yeah, it's just something to test out because it doesn't have a sharp leading edge like most EDFs. It's more of an airfoil design. In the video, you can see me actually take the steps of actually making the blade in Fusion. It's actually not that hard. I think anyone can do it. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. I had to have, when I'm doing the gaming, you gotta have the NT1 and the board and everything. It's dusty in here because I swear it's like no matter what I try to do, it is nothing but dust all the time in this place. Because of the fact that we're surrounded by almond orchards. So what are you gonna do, right? Yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate that. It took me a while, time and effort and money and blood, sweat, and tears. But I was trying to figure out what the best option was in order to run my audio with my games. And the great part about the Rodecaster is that when you're on mic, it mutes the sound through your main speakers automatically, so there's no feedback. And then you get your game sound through the headphones. And I got 4 headphone jacks, 4 mic inputs. Got XLR inputs for that, and we got 1/4-inch inputs if we need. It works out well with the system. Wonkus, what does that mean? What's that? Cobra. What are you looking at? You don't see anything that says Wonka. So basically, today's sort of a chat, kind of hang out and talk, see how you guys are doing. If you're interested in what's going on with the project, then let me know. Ask questions. That's not a big deal. There's been some changes in my status as a business, so that was exciting. I'm now LLC, which I can now finally get some decent power distribution components from APD, which is nice. Since they stopped selling, to individuals, it's been nice to be able to go on APD's site now and go, okay, well, what do we got for sale? And I have a few things coming today, which is the main tapered roller bearing for the fan and push rods and stuff like that for the flying wing, which I plan on taking out this week, hopefully this week, and flying that around for a little while. But yeah, today we just kind of chat, hang out, see how you all are doing. Previous project, oh, you're talking about the stubby Ultra fan? Strike Ultra? That one's obviously ongoing. It's going to be a long print for that one. 28 kilograms of PLA or PETG is what's going to take to print that out, estimated. 25,575 grams. So yeah, it's coming along. We got 2 boxes of, well, I've got 12 rolls of film out there. The printer's going now. And then we are going to jump into assembly of the drone. But we got more parts. Do we have audio back? Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun, and basically with what's going on with that particular drone, the test flight is probably going to be extremely terrifying, but fun at the same time. Before I take it out to the flight field, we are definitely going to be doing a hover test in the backyard. The drone comes in at about 70 pounds with all of its electronics. The fan's pushing tons of thrust at 75 volts. So I wanted to do a 75 volt test where I had mentioned in one of the shorts that we're going to take a kielbasa and hang it from the ceiling on one of the on the test fan that I have out there, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop that kielbasa straight in there to simulate probably an elephant strike, considering the scale. It's only 340 millimeter fan, so something the size of a kielbasa getting dropped into it is going to be not only messy, but it'll test the layer adhesion of the PETG. I don't expect to hit anything that big, honestly, in flight, but it'll be nice to get the data. I think that's going to be hilarious. Hey Jen, what's going on? How you been? Glad you could be here. Today we're inside, so I can actually read your chats as they come in. Hopefully there's no delay. So, and that reminds me, I can't wait to get to that A10, because I had originally printed the A10 Warthog die hat for the dual 70 millimeter out of PETG carbon fiber. But when I moved everything out of the shop, the pieces got, I mean, we had a storm, it just wrecked the pieces, you know, just being out there. And then, of course, I have 2 huskies, and if they go out there and find anything at all, it's destroyed or chewed on. So, but it's still fun to print. So, but I'm still looking for a decent lightweight PLA, to be honest with you, to go with that A10 design. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna go with 3D Lab Prints LW PLA that they made specifically for it, because I don't know how it's going to act. I had my problems with ASA Aero on the Bamboo, but the PLA Aero was really good. Problem is, it feels like it comes out really thin, like super thin. Abba, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. We are all doing well. Now, I can tell you that when it comes down to printing the A10, when I do print the A10, it is going to have to be a single wall print, as you would imagine. But, and that's where I'm thinking about going with Lab Print's sort of lightweight PLA formula. They seem to be having pretty good luck with it, but I don't know if there's another one out there besides I mean, I know about Polymaker and stuff like that. I honestly may just pick up 4 or 5 different of the lightweight PLAs and do one part on the Bamboo Lab, the X1 Carbon. And what we'll do is we'll compare what we get out of each one of the brands, so that when I do start printing that A10, we know we're working with a good material. Because this plane is designed obviously for single wall prints. So when you're dealing with lightweight PLA, if you don't have the settings correct, then you get different effects. To be honest with you, it's sometimes the expanding foam stuff can be difficult to print. I don't know if it had any differences. I don't know if there were any differences because I'm using a hardened deal nozzle, so it tends to hold that heat a lot easier. It doesn't dissipate as much with the print. So I'm kind of thinking we're going to just test a whole bunch of different lightweight PLAs, see which one works best with the Bamboo Lab X1 carbon. The lightweight PLA that Bamboo Lab does put out is good, I'll tell you that. An Iron Man War Machine? Well, what kind of specifics are we talking here? Because, I mean, like are you talking like a suit? Hey, how's it going, Gloria? How you doing? Glad you can be here. I'm inside today. We're going to actually read the chat, and it's not 110 degrees. Everything in my shop is like super warm. Not a good day for testing engines, I'll tell you that. But we're still going to get to the point where we're going to start testing stuff. Now we are going to fly the wing. Again, like I said, that's going to be this week because the push rods will be here. We are going to test the new thrust bearing modification that I made for the fan blade itself, because this is the thrust bearing modification that we have. And that thrust bearing sits here and then basically gets capped on with this piece here with the index shaft. So yeah, that one's going to be fun. That's going to help me kind of keep things centered, because you have those center bearings on the inside for the when you start the bank. Plus you have the front bearing at the front of the fan. You're talking about building an Iron Man suit with a whole bunch of stuff on it. I mean, that'd be cool, you know, if the Defense Department wants me to do it and they want to license me to do so, I'd be happy to. But right at this point, it'll just be about the flying aspect. So if I jump into something like that, it's interesting, the concept behind how that suit works. I feel like he was like, you know how you plugged in the arc reactor and he was like, we had everything, all the thrust came from the feet and the hands. Obviously, I would think there would have to be a hydrogen pulse thruster, that kind of thing. But having one that small on your hands and your feet might be a little bit difficult, given our technology. So, while I'm sure it could be done, I think it would be a little difficult, but fun to try. Right after I'm done printing, because I have thousands of hours of print. Oh yeah, I did get a new nozzle today for the PETG. Great part about this Bamboo Labs, I probably put maybe 3,000 hours on that nozzle, roughly. And that's a 0.4 indirect bolts. I don't usually order a complete hot end because it's easier for me. Yes, thermal paste. That's cool. That's what I needed. So what I'll do is I'll change out the hot end every couple thousand hours, even though it's hard to steal, because it comes with the new boot and everything with it. And you don't have to buy the whole hot end. And all you're doing is you're just taking the electronics off and the fan, and you're holding it on there, and you're good to go. Nice clean print. Then every time I change the nozzle, I run a printer calibration. Even though it may not be necessary because of the bed leveling, I still run a calibration. Because I go in there and I, make sure that there's lubrication on the blade screws and not a lot of dust lying around. I'll clean off all the plates. Because I use a magic glue. Magic glue or magic glue? I can't remember what it's called. Let's see if I can show you. Yeah, it's this stuff. You can get it off Amazon. It's great for plate adhesion, especially on the engineering plate. Yeah, you got the A10 in the chat. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. So, like I was saying, once I switch out the nozzle for the PETG, then what we're going to end up doing is doing a full printer calibration, making sure everything's clean. Because we're looking at printing, I'm going to be pushing 28 kilograms through this nozzle for that drone. it's a big drone, and it's got some big fans, and it's got some powerful motors, and I had to make my entire power system from scratch because nobody sells a power system for a drone that pulls that many amps at that many volts. And I went over and answered an email that I sent to APD about do they have one that's already made, because they do custom work, and they didn't have anything in their arsenal at all that could handle the volts, because the power distribution I'm going to be using is 100 volts roughly at 500 amps constant current. So that gives me a lot of overhead on the voltage in the amp. Cool part about it is you can do it easily with a bus bar setup, but you have to kind of make sure that you have battery telemetry, which would go directly into the flight controller, because there won't be any telemetry from the PDB, the power distribution system, because you're kind of just going with a bus bar setup. So, I did the calculations, figured out how thick and wide that the copper bar needed to be in order to make sure that it was accurate, right? So, that being said, having to design your own power system isn't as difficult as you might think, especially when you know what voltage and amps you're dealing with. Which is good because we're running 4 75 volt, basically 18 SESCs. The system's capable of 24S, and in the future I may try different motors that run up to the 24S mark. So it'll put me at the limit of what the PDB can put out, but that's still within safe operating. Those are full throttle operation specs. So you got to consider that when you're doing your calculations. You're not going to be running at full throttle all the time. But you want to make sure that your overhead can cover full throttle, so that you don't have problems with overheating, problems with voltage sag, things like that. You don't want any of that. So welcome everyone to the chat that's here. Hope everyone's having a great day. It's Sunday. I know a lot of people are out having a good time or out at the lake and whatnot, especially around here. They go out to the lake. It's not that far from here. So people tend to take off. It makes it quiet around this area. I mean, I'm in an area where there's almost no traffic when everyone is out at the lake. But it's getting close to the forest because you'll hear people out on their ranches and stuff just outside of town, and they'll be setting off aerials and stuff like that. And you'll hear the report. You'll hear the launch, and then you'll hear the report, and you'll be like, "Oh man, did I get to see it? My cameras pick it up? I want to see it." I mean, I know that they're not supposed to, but have you ever noticed that, like last year, I watched video of LA's 4th of July, and in this state, they always say that aerial fireworks are to be done by professionals. Well, there must be a lot of professionals in LA because it was just the sky was just full of aerial fireworks. It was insane. And I'm thinking to myself, the cops are probably sitting back going, "Well, we're not going to go to all these houses." They had a helicopter up just to film it all. It was amazing. So yeah, it was absolutely amazing, and I couldn't believe it. So I'm kind of excited for 4th of July. I almost don't have to buy any fireworks. I just stand outside. I usually don't buy any fireworks because I stand outside, except maybe for some small ones for the kids and stuff. But but other than that, it's just it's like a free show. You just walk outside and there's people launching stuff off everywhere. So indoors again today because the shop was really hot. And I really didn't want to sit out there with a fan on me. Like 95-degree temperatures, even through a fan, aren't going to make you feel any better. It's like, now you're like, you know what, it's too hot in here. The wind's just causing friction. So, yeah. So, I mean, I hope you all had a good week. I hope you had a great weekend so far. And if you are out on the lake, be careful, have fun, stay safe. I think she's in chat. Lori, I think. She could be watching or she could be doing some of her studying. She may be here. Oh yeah, she is. Yeah, she was talking about the... I don't know if she left or came back. There she is. She's here. Yeah, it's always good to have her. So Cobra, what are your plans for the rest of this weekend? Just chilling home? Do you do games like A10 and Cobra? Like, do you play online games? Do you like, or if you do play online games, what do you play? I mean, do you like Warzone? Do you like any of the Steam games, that kind of stuff? Do you like Star Citizen? Do you like the deep exploration games, or are you more into the war stuff? That's what I'm always curious about, because usually when I'm on my game of choice right now, if I can get to work properly, is Star Citizen. It's a fun game, but it's just like one of those games that there's so much controversy around it, and it's amazing to me how much controversy there is around it. We took Mick to ride today, and the grandmother stopped me on my road to ask me if I rode down by the cabin. I hadn't said no, but wish I had, just lied so we could have there. Glory. You're funny, man. Yeah, family can be fun. Why did she stop you though? Like, what was the purpose behind her stopping you? Oh, damn. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember. I think I remember what you're talking about. Yeah, I think Stacy told me about it. The wife told me about it. Is it? I mean, is it your cabin or her cabin? This is the one where she was talking about, like, this is the one that you were telling me about. I think that isn't helping at all on the property, from what I understand. So yeah, it's gated. Oh, well, that'll be fun to have to deal with. I mean, not to make light of the situation. Trust me, I've been there, I know. There's family members that, well, realistically, the way it works out is that I have half sisters, marry my grandfather for his money. Luckily enough, we talked to grandfather into doing a will before he died. Smart move. Smart move on that one. What was I saying? Oh, I have half sisters, and they, for the most part, 'cause, you know, my father was never around, so I don't know how much he got around. So I could have, I mean, obviously according to my ancestry, I've got family everywhere. So, but when I met them, hey, how you doing? I'm going Horsepower Coffee. Welcome to it. Val? I guess I'll just call it that. What's up for Tampa, Florida? How is Tampa, Florida? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it raining? Do you guys have any more hurricanes? So, like I was saying, I have extended family, basically half sister. And what was interesting is when we met them, the very first thing, oh, 96. Yeah, I feel your pain, man. I do. It's the same here. It's just, but you've got to deal with more humidity than I do. I remember because I was in Georgia for basic training. So 96 ain't too bad here, but there, man, you are a trooper. I'll give you that one. So my half sisters kind of came back into the family, and then immediately, for whatever reason, it seems like even though they didn't know you the entire time you were growing up, and they just found you, it was like all of a sudden I'm now obligated because I'm the oldest out of everyone to go to social functions or to go to, you know, or to help out when they call and cry out for help. It's like, what did you do before me? You know. But it's ridiculous, you know, because, and then you say you can't do it, I'm not doing it, you know, so and all of a sudden they're like, they get mad at you, and then they start talking, you know, crap to other people about you, because you didn't want to go to their Thanksgiving Day or whatever, because you barely knew them at the time, you know, they're just half sisters, you know, and then they start asking for money. And then I'm like, oh, that's why the family found me, is because they wanted to ask for money, which was funny, because I told them, I said, like, you never called, you never contacted me, you never, even now they don't, unless they need help, and that's it's just a telltale sign. So eventually, I got to the point where I just completely ignored them, and they stopped relying on trying to get us to, you know, intervene, me and my brother to intervene and help them out. And it's just much more peaceful, you know. We would have obviously helped family, but when they came in with the attitude of you're obligated even though you barely know who I am and I'm a half sibling and you didn't know them. It just irritated me. It irritated me to the point where I was like, you don't walk up to me and say, I owe you anything, just because you think I do. So, you know, you take steps, put up walls against those people so you don't have to worry about them coming in. And if you just ignore them enough, then everything worked out great. You know, finally, eventually they give up. They're like, we're going to try and get another family member. But yeah, I don't. Everyone remembers Living Color, right? Homie, don't play that. I remember that show. That was so funny. That was the first time we saw Jim Carrey. And he always will be the funniest actor I think I've ever seen. I can't think of another one that was funnier, to be honest with you. Jim Carrey's a riot. He really is. Sam Kinison was a great comedian, but Jim Carrey was a funny actor. Especially when Sam Kinison did that bit about them, us bringing food out to the people in the desert. You all remember that one. Fire Marshal Bill. Who doesn't remember Fire Marshal Bill? They actually, Val, they changed mine over like 3 or 4 times because I had to go from bidding. Hold on 1 second.
This is a reminder.
They switched mine around because they wanted me to do 11 Bravo, which, that's what I went for. And then they sent me, I got into a program where I ended up having to go and do comms as well. So it was 31 Charlie, and then I think they changed it to 25 Charlie. This is back 20 years ago. So, but my basic training battalion was Delta. I was Delta 347. So, Wolverines, baby. 4th platoon. But yeah, I went back to binning, and then all of a sudden it was about, they wanted to choose my classification for me based on my performance. So then things started to get a little bit weird, so I really don't want to go into that because of basically what I had to go out afterwards. You know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about. When they kick you out of a crowd and you disappear, and everyone in the platoon's like, what's going on, man? Where is he? So spinning, Gordon, spinning, back to Gordon. So, Imni! We've missed you so much, Imni. It's always great when you drop by. Calls me an old man. I love it. And then he does the harassing, scrolling stuff, which it doesn't bother me at all. But if I'm an old man, wouldn't that be considered elderly harassment? I don't know what you think. Those will work, Glory. Those will work perfect. That'll be absolutely perfect. I mean, I'm telling you right now, that's the best I've heard so far. But I always expect him to come in and do that. I've had people come in who got mad for one reason or another, unsubscribed, and then come back like 3 lives later and be like, I bet you feel stupid because I left. I'm like, no. You left. Minus 1 subscriber. By the time you came back and told me again, I bet you feel stupid, I was up 274 more. So it's like, whatever. Name. How are you today? You know, Nadine, that's cute. It is. The shirt is more of a statement of, I'll let you see the whole thing. That way there's no confusion here. I wouldn't want anyone to miss out on this one. So it seems to be working. You must have missed the last part. You have fallen into my trap. So yeah. Yeah, the insults don't bother me at all. Keep them coming. But like I was saying, oh gosh, I miss all my friends from Fort Benning. It's like when you first go in, Val, you know what I'm talking about. It's like you go off to your unit and everything afterwards, get deployed, do your thing, and you make a new family out of that. But it's always that you remember your battle buddy. Tell me you remember your battle buddy, because in both your drill sergeant's names, if you know, because you know how it worked down there at Benning. I guarantee you know both your drill sergeant's name to this day. Because I certainly do. But I mean, I went back in, I think it was, yeah, I mean, it was right after I went in after we were attacked, because that's why I wanted to go in. At the time, though, I had enlisted, and then I was like, okay, I know I'm going over, so I'm going to take a trip to Australia. So I took a trip to Australia, and, you know, because I was thinking to myself, I'm going to war, so I'm like, I might as well, and I've never traveled, so we're going to go ahead and, you know, go to Australia. So I went to Brisbane, and met some friends there. Marty and Jess and the rest of the crew over at the Golden Circle Cafe, and they were great guys. And Jess was cool. She was like the lead chef there, but she was like super short. She was like a pocket version of a human. And it was funny. It was just fun to hang out with the crew and know that I had like people I could hang out with there. Like I wasn't going over there and not, you know, and you know, blindly just being a tourist, you know. You know, I rode the ferry up and down the river. I was taken on that tour. There's this park, beautiful garden, huge garden park, across from the mall, down from Elizabeth Street, in the middle of Brisbane, and it's awesome. I haven't seen anything here like that, to be honest with you. But it was a huge park, and it was right against the river, one of the main bends of the river. And then, of course, you had your entrances on the main street, and then like 2 streets down, you had the mall, and that's where I was at with that main mall right there on Elizabeth Street. And it was fun. It was fun. It wasn't as hot as I thought it was going to be. Because I guess I went, you know, during their winter season, if you can call it that. But it was fun. It was fun. I mean, just to see, like I'm out on the veranda of a friend's house, and I'm looking out, and I see a storm that's probably, you know, 50 miles out. But watching an entire storm happen because of how flat everything is over there for the most part, watching an entire storm happen that far away was just awe-inspiring. It really was. Here, I'm used to being surrounded by mountains and underneath a cloud of, you know, that healthy smog in the valley. So you don't get to experience that a lot. And to be able to see that far out, it was amazing. And one day I was walking to the mall. It was like raining on one side of the street, but not the other. And I was like just tripping out on that, just because of the way their storms work over there. It's just because of their geography, and their terrain, and how it works, and how the storms move across and everything, because of how flat everything is there. And it was just amazing. It was like being on a new world. You know, especially when you've never traveled like that before. Mendel, how you doing? Thank you very much. Oh, I can actually see your picture now. I'm indoors, so I can kind of stay cooler instead of slowly baking out in the shop. They don't have an AC vent put in there yet. It's enjoyable to be in air conditioning. So I'm glad everyone's enjoying themselves today. Krista, I must have missed the you know, the cup you made. I throw down the car and what? Is that something you made? Or is that like just something you found? I don't know why I want one of those now. That's hilarious, Krista. That's hilarious. Yeah, you definitely. If you made that cup, if you made that cup, I mean, that's awesome. You do make them. That's awesome. That is awesome. That's totally cool. I gotta see, like, you gotta email a picture of that one to me. I want to see that cup. For anyone who's new, who may have jumped in and doesn't know me, I do experimental propulsion and drone design. So there's a lot of content for that on my channel. But typically, I like to get on here and update people on the projects if they're interested, or we just chat and hang out. We have a Discord server you can join if you're interested. Let me know if the link doesn't work, because for some reason, even if you make a link that doesn't expire, it expires. I don't know why. But feel free to join the Discord. You're welcome there. You can ask questions, talk about projects, things like that. I have some proprietary stuff that I'm working on, but there's going to be a lot of stuff that I'm going to put out there, STL-wide, for the public to go ahead and play with when they want to, if they feel like building some of the things I'm building. I'll make those available, of course. You just have to ask me at this point. Right now, I'm still trying, I'm getting everything printed up, and then once I get that, because there's going to be a lot of printing. We're talking 28 kilograms, 28 rolls of clear PETG. Obviously, because we're going to, this thing's going to be jammed full of Arduino lights and NeoPixels, and it's going to be, and we're going for a UFO sighting, that's all there is to it. So it's going to be great. That way, you know, we get to see all the lighting through there. So we're going with, I've decided, I don't know if I'm going to go with a 0.6 or a 0.8 millimeter wall thickness. This 0.4 on the Bamboo Lab is what I typically print with, but I think I'll get better diffusability of the actual LEDs with probably a 0.6 or a 0.8 millimeter nozzle. So I think that's what I'm going to go with at this point. Were they outside?
Yeah, she was.
Oh, goodness. Vivian, come here. Here, Vivian. Come here, girl. Poor girl. You're not supposed to be outside to eat. You're supposed to stay in here with Colt and hang out. Got Colt, what are you staring at her for? Don't get mad at her, petting her. Come on. Alright, you guys get cool. Lay down. Put some ice in your water. Yeah, this is the husband. And of course, I can't forget Finley, the Chihuahua. There always has to be, you know, a cheech for every chong, right? we gotta have the Chihuahua. She's been around forever. So, but the two Huskies were a rescue. Colt, where you going? Oh, when did we? Yeah, so that's what we're doing right now. So basically, like I was saying, the idea behind the print is that I want to make sure the body diffuses the light well enough, but not diffuses it so much to where it's melding all of the colors together. Because I did a lamp for some people's, I think it was their kids. They just wanted a rainbow cycling LED, so I basically designed the lamp, printed it in PG. I'll go check it out. I printed a lamp up and it sort of slowly cycled through like the rainbow, the RGB cycle of the NeoPixels. And it was cool because the light diffused into the layers of the TV. And it really looked like just this beam that was going straight up. Because I had, on the inside of the model, I had this sort of a scaffolding in a sense. Not so much a scaffolding. It was more like an I-beam rail where I had each one of the NeoPixels glued into place, and then I soldered everything together, and that went to the Arduino board, which went to the base that I designed for the lamp. And it was just like they wanted a female, sort of, not a detailed one, but sort of like a female one with the arms touching of overhead and stuff like that. And so I made that one. And then I made the base for it, and then I went and took a silicone molding and I cast the printed base. At the time, I had a resin printer, a small Anycubic resin printer. It didn't last very long. So what I did is I went ahead and took that and I printed out the base, and then I made a silicone mold for it so I could do different colors of the acrylic pores, you know. And we were able to mix the colors so we could like make it transparent, or we could make it solid, and then we got like the sort of the mica powder style reflective stuff that you add to the resin. So we did the resin pours and made a couple of bases, and I made a couple of lamps, and I put the Arduino in each one, and basically, you know, they would plug it in and it'd be a night light for their new baby and stuff like that. They enjoyed it because it passed enough light to illuminate the room, but showcase a bunch of colors. You could lower the brightness and change the cycling speed, or you can change the effect just by pressing a button. So that was fun. So what I learned from that experience was that you want to make sure that, depending on the scale and how many lights you have, it's going to depend a lot on what nozzle size you want to print that model in. So that was the major thing. So an A10 flyer around. That would make me wonder or worry. Well, really, it depends on where you're at. If you're close to a military base, that doesn't surprise me. What was the altitude? I had been up there a little ways. It was hard to make out. I gotta check this. I want to see the picture of the cup. Did I not put a Discord back on here? I did. I'll have to check it. I'll have the wife check it on her Discord, because I had to do I did a reset on my computer because I had to do a drive dump to back up everything. Because I have 3 terabytes and I was running out of room with all the models. So, like, I'm looking at all my different projects that I have lined up. I'm going, oh yeah, I remember that one. Because I kind of jumped from like project to project and like kind of settled on something that was going to be sort of a flagship kind of project. So that's one of the reasons why we're on Strike Ultra drone. And there's a couple of shorts you can see about that where you can kind of see what it looks like. The blade design that's in that picture though, I've changed just because of the load on the motor was a little bit too high for my liking. So what I did is I shortened 11 of the blades to act as cooling sweeps to push down into a duct that will clean the outrunner, cool the outrunner. And that actually allowed me to release a little bit more torque out of that motor at the voltage that I'm running it at. And that helped out with heat mitigation, and it also helped out by dropping the timing on the ESC to 11.5 rather than 15, which kind of opened up that power band of the motor a lot. And I think that's going to be crucial for the design. So we're going to get more RPMs out of the deal. I did remove 2 blades because one of the spin-ups on the test blade, I had lost a bearing. If you look back on the shorts, you'll see where you'll find it. It's the blade it's the fan that has all white blades, and it has 11 short and 11 long blades. And I lost a bearing out of it, and I think it bounced up and hit the bottom of the fan and it chipped the bottom of one long blade and one short blade before it kicked it out of the bottom of the bucket that I have it sitting on, and it chipped them. So I was like. But I was still running test runs. I didn't know, because if you look back on the shorts and you find that one, you'll see how many test runs I made between the time that happened and now, and it still wasn't coming apart, even though there was the chip in the blade, and then you would see a small micro fracture across, coming from the root of the blade out about, I want to say, a little bit less than a quarter of the way. The fact that it was still holding together at those RPMs was amazing. I was lucky to find it because when I do the other test, I didn't want it to be, since we already had a fractured blade, I didn't want it to be something that caused a failure in the blade without actually being caused by the strike of the kielbasa. So, and yes, everyone, you heard me like, Presley, Jesus loves you too. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. But basically, the idea was, since I'm going to be doing this simulated sort of bird strike, but if you think of the scale, 340 millimeter kielbasa's pretty good size. I think it's more of a whale strike than a bird strike. So I thought about maybe just doing a hot dog, because that would be a little bit smaller. But I mean, it's about the fun, right? I have to retire the fan anyway. So the whole thought is, since I'm retiring that fan because the testing phase is pretty much over, that last and final test is going to be that strike of the hot dog strike or the kielbasa strike. So we'll make it a grand venture. You know, we'll throw what we can at it. It may fail on the first hit. You never know. You have to understand this is FDM printed blades and things like that. So I thought about printing in a different blade orientation to sort of flatten it out on the flat end. But either way you print it, you have a variable pitch design. So there's going to be a weak point in one place or the other. It's going to come down to layer adhesion. It's going to come down to how it's printed. What is a reverse contour rotating propeller system? Oh, that is a system where you have two blades that are spinning, one spinning one direction, one spinning the other, but they're both pushing air the same way. And it's supposed to increase the thrust So I have seen a couple of people doing that. You see them on helicopters. Um, some of the Model RC helicopters, you'll see a contra rotation, a double stack on the blades and contra rotation. And you don't need a tail rudder for that because the yaw from the spin is mitigated by the other one spinning the other direction, even though they're both pushing air down. So it does help with mitigating the yaw. But you don't want to do it with two motors. You want it geared to where the rotation is reversed and it's off one motor. And then you want a more robust motor if you're going to do it in a model. You could implement them in a drone. That is a good point. But when you're using a drone, like for example the one I'm building, you have clockwise and counterclockwise rotating engines. So top left is going to be clockwise and the bottom right will be clockwise. And then the top right will be counterclockwise and the bottom left will be counterclockwise. So it cancels out any of the yaw that happens from the torque of the motor. So on a four-bladed system, putting in a contra rotator would be it'd be kind of pointless, realistically, and it would confuse the flight controller more than likely. Now, if you did a Y-copter, where you wanted to fly the bottom engine, which would typically be at the back, a single engine, on a Y-copter, you could put a contra rotation on that one, which would give you that Y-copter design without having to worry about how to mitigate the yaw from the singular engine in the rear. So that could be done. And then what you do is, let's say you have 8 blades on the front, 2 motors. On the contra rotation, you have 4 blades on the bottom blade and 4 blades on the top blade. So you're getting the same blade count and hopefully the same thrust out of the back engine as the front 2. And then you won't have to worry about trying to compensate for that yaw on the Y-copter, which means you could turn it around and fly it with the single motor facing forward, which would give you more opportunities for a decent VTOL system if you wanted to add a wing, that kind of thing. Or if you wanted to, build a pod racer from Star Wars. That'd be fun. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So there's gonna be a lot of projects that I should say that I'm gonna be working on that are specifically for the drone community. One in particular, the Strike Ultra. I'm demonstrating it here, but it's not something I'm going to be putting out STLs for because it's going to be used for SAR operations, opposed to the SAR operations platform. Because I'm really into making. I want to do search and rescue. I want to give them another tool that they can use. Something where conventional drones can't go. So there's a lot more to the drone that you're going to see fly. You are going to see the maiden of that drone, but it's not the final iteration of that drone. This is to prove the flight worthiness, the power system, thrust to weight, which we've already kind of figured based on tests. But real world applications definitely always make a difference. Even thrust calculations on static thrust or even CFDs can be off by several pounds of thrust because it's not taking into a lot of atmospheric effects. So there can be a lot of different reasons why you're going to get more thrust out of an engine than what a CFD is going to show you. So real world, I've always gone with real world testing. I don't like just going and just doing all the calculations. I just build it, test it, and then go. And if it doesn't work, then I change something up and I'll go again until I get what I'm looking for. And that includes pairing up different engines. It includes pairing up different power supplies. What voltage am I running at? What cells am I running at? 4, 6, 12, 14, 18, or 24S. You know, that's what it's all about. Finding that perfect pairing when it comes to the motors, when it comes to the ESC, and when it comes to your power distribution system. When I built the Shrike drones, the original one, 4 70mm EDFs, and you can find that in the Shrike concept drone playlist. It's the V10 Maiden, where basically that was the last time I flew it. You'll see how I kind of went through a lot of iterations as you go back from that, and I was using a Speed EV F405 wing for the flight controller, but it doesn't have a power distribution board that can handle a 500 or a 340 amp current draw. It just can't. So you're looking at 340, 360 amps across all 4 engines at full throttle. And so I went into INAV, set the angle mode because I'm not an acro pilot yet. I've been practicing them. And since it was a test platform, I wanted to make sure I had a bank angle set so that I didn't accidentally flip the thing over. But learning how EDFs worked with flight controllers and INAV through the experimentation with that drone was crucial in understanding how I was going to design an EDF that was printed, because I wanted to get bigger motors, I wanted to get bigger fans, but I didn't want to drop $5,000 or $6,000 on one of the more expensive Schubler motors. Not knocking them, they got great engines. Vassy fan is another place that makes excellent motors, but those are extremely high voltage, and we're talking like 120S from what I saw on one of their fans. So while that's a really good fan and it puts out a lot of thrust, you're consuming tons of power. I'm not knocking them or anything like that. I love their fans. They're really cool. And I'm not using carbon fibers yet to design all my fans or my casings. We're working more with the FDM printed side of it before I move to an alloy situation where I want the fans and I want the bearing system to all be printed, or CNC'd in alloy, for the purposes of being able to handle it through. Oh man, dusty. Whew. Great, now my allergies are gonna start out. Thanks, Huskies. Sorry about that. I knew someone would say it eventually. Thank you, my dear. Oh, I'll be right back. I must grab a snack. Anyone leave me anything? Good Lord. You vultures. Oh my gosh. So, like I was saying, it's an FDM printed system. So we have to kind of live with those constraints. Let me wait for that. A ducted propeller and a skewback propeller? I mean, you could duct a propeller, but you're talking about ducting a standard propeller. Am I correct, or are you talking about an EDF fan type of system? Hey, you know what, Lord? I have to make sure that I get, like when you go to the store, you're like, okay, I'm getting some necessities, And those necessities include, yeah, see, she agrees with you. Those necessities include snacks, especially chocolate. And I try to make sure that they have chocolate when they want it. Skew back propeller. I mean, how do you differentiate between the two? A ducted propeller is ducted. I mean, the skew back, I don't have a lot of experience with those, but I guess there's a blade count where you go from ducted or a ducted propeller to a ducted fan system. And I honestly don't know at what point they consider the propeller a fan rather than a ducted propeller. Because I thought about that. There's a lot of engines out there that can produce a ton of thrust. And you could duct for efficiency. But the fan, the EDF system, is a completely different beast. It really is. Because you're not dealing with just, you know, 2 or 3 bladed prop that's pushing down a specific amount of force. You have 11 and or 22 blades pushing that, causing a lot of downward pressure. I mean, that's the whole point of the whole thing, is to produce a ton of thrust. And typically, in a ducted fan, like the one I'm designing, it would be coupled with a compressor. And it would have a compressor and a combustor, and then a low pressure turbine. And the combustor, of course, would burn fuel, which would spin the low pressure turbine, which would in turn continue to spin the main high pass fan at the front of the engine. And then of course air gets pulled in through the compressor, which is just a series of blades in between stators to kind of make the flow of air, you know, straighten it out, make it linear. That gets compressed. Each fan is sequentially smaller, so it'll basically compress that air with the fuel. So the RPMs of the main fan are actually will determine how much compression is actually happening, and then it kind of feeds itself in a sense. So you have the combustion happening in the combustion chamber, which is spinning the low pressure turbine in the back, because it has a series of 5 blades, depending on the system. And then the burn, since it's getting so much air is getting pushed in, it's getting burnt and forced out. You have all that explosive force happening in the engine, which is driving that rear turbine. And then the exhaust exits out the back, but then that rear turbine being driven spins up that high pass fan even more. So, and it also mixes the cooler air with the hotter air, which is great for noise mitigation. And that's how a turbine works. What I've been doing at this point, I use snack. Hi, how you doing? Did you change your profile picture? What is that? I can't see it. So, like I was saying, that's how main turbines work. And the reason why I was experimenting with turbine EDFs is because I wanted that air compression. I wanted that force generated by a high pass fan. But I wanted to do it at an electric scale. So that's where a lot of the matching up the power band with the delivery system, the motor I could use, how much time would it fly on the LiPo, how much time would it fly on the hydrogen fuel system. So there's a lot of options for this thing. It's a PETA dog. Oh, I know IKEA. So it's a dog you have to put together. Oh, I'm sorry, Akita. Just joking. So, I have a husky. What is an Akita dog? I think I've heard of them. Don't they get really big? Or am I thinking of a different breed? They're like bigger than tigers. What was that dog that I saw? I saw a reel where I saw a dog that was like taller than a tiger. And the tiger was not attacking this dog. This dog had subdued this tiger. Hang on with the freezer. You know, gotta get it slushy. Oh my goodness. So, oh, like a chow. Okay. I used to have chow. I'm on a white one. Oh, gotcha. Thank you for that, Mendel. I'm not, Jackson. Yes. Can you imagine? It's a little hot in there. Right now, I decided to work at the workstation in the house instead. So now you get to see my desk. You're at the other end of it, almost. The printer's behind you. You can probably hear it printing away. Ooh. Yeah, I gotta change that holiday out. I'm telling you, this X1 Carbon is a beast. It literally, you can put it through anything. I had to put the anti-vibration feed on there because sometimes when this thing gets rocking, it shakes the whole desk. So, and if you think you've seen it shake during this live so far, you ain't seen nothing yet. If I took those feet off, it would just, this thing, I'm telling you, I want to get another one and then put this one on a table I have outside in the garage that has caster wheels on it. And see how far it dances all over the place in the garage as it's printing. Inside, it's like the I have a tornado. Inside, totally calm. Printing the print perfectly. No problems whatsoever. On the outside, it is violently just back and forth. It's amazing how they made this thing. And it's just, you get the printout and it's like perfect. But it looks like an unbalanced washing machine. It literally does. I think Airbus or Boeing is better. Well, after Starliner, I'm going to go with Airbus. Wouldn't want to get on a plane that wouldn't land, you know? Now it's coffee. What age? Throw in the towel? Sort of an off-the-wall question, but I'll be happy to try to answer it for you. Body Lee. Well, I mean, why would you want to throw in the towel? Seriously speaking, like, if you feel that that's something you want to do, I mean, and if you don't mind saying your age, I can tell you right now that it's probably not too late. 58, you would probably want to. Well, here's the question: were you married before? I mean, or has it just been one of those things where you never did get married? You're 58 now. You were dating for a while, so on and so forth. 58's young. 58 is young. Ain't nothing wrong with 58. Okay. Little TMI on that one. Understood. I can't condone those actions because, of course, that's illegal, but it's not something you want to talk about on the street, obviously. But what happens in your relationship when you're pursuing somebody? Realistically, what causes you to get rejected? Do you think? Be totally honest. You know, not graphic, but honest. Just tell me what you think ends. Like, at what point does it kind of go downhill? Does it get to a point where you're just like, okay, this isn't gonna work, and then you wrap it up, and that's it. Break it down for me. That's not the answer I was expecting. Jackson, just stick around, dude. Hold on. What games do I have? Well, I'm going to answer your question. So, you better not be going, Jackson. All right. Hold on. I'll tell you about the games in just a second. The games I've got, I want to hear what Bobby Lee's situation here. Women don't fall for women, they fall for authority. So exert authority. I mean, not like in a bad way, but you know, own it. Own what you are. But Jackson, let me answer Jackson's question because I didn't even wait. Games that I've gotten so far, well, I run Call of Duty, I run Star Citizen, I do Red Dead Redemption, which I actually have to lean on like Glory's experience for because he's got more of it than I do. And I do Dead by Daylight. That's a fun game to play. Let's see. I did say Warzone, Star Citizen. I can't think of many more that I enjoy too much. Mirthwood, which is one that I play. I like to play that. I'm hoping the co-op is out for that. Because my wife and I would like to play that one together. So a lot of different games. I could play a lot of different games. So I like the BNG Drive thing, but I just don't know how to set up like the custom stuff on it, like most people do. Do some training on that one. Yeah, we could play. If you got gamer tags, email them to me. I'll get on my stuff and add you later on. Oh, yeah, I don't play online. I used to play online in Old Glory, but the problem is you have a lot of these people. I had a lot of people that were just like from China and whatnot, and they were trying to hack your accounts and stuff like that. And I did a couple of videos that I have up here probably still, where I was in the game. I ended up having to choke one of the guys out, and he was like speaking, I don't know, Korean or something. I don't know what he was speaking. And then the girl he was with was watching and sitting at the table. But when I won the fight with him, I just pulled out the shotgun and took her out in the chair. And then of course, you know, it's live, so the sheriffs are all over you inside the game, and you're like, so I decided to stay with the storyboard because it's still open enough, and if I want to go like the criminal route as like a 1900s, you know, uh, gunslinger type, you know, then I can like go in and rob the stores in the game and everything like that. But you can't do that when you're online. You can't take out the NPCs. Mandel. But women don't fall for agreements. They fall for authority. That's not necessarily true, though, Bobby. Realistically, just be you. You know, be you. Right? Don't try to be a personality that you think is going to win the person over. Be yourself and let that win the person over. And if that doesn't win the person over, then that's not the person for you. But you as an individual are just as important mentally to yourself as you are when you're trying to find somebody. So just don't try to be anybody else. Don't try to conform or cut corners on who you are. Just be you. And stop looking. That's how you find them. You stop looking and just start being you. You'll eventually run into whoever it is that you're supposed to be with. So, that's how I would answer that question. I wasn't looking for a wife or a girlfriend at the time that I found mine. You know, and that's the way it was. I was just being me and found her. Just like that. Yo, Ben. What's going on? How's it going? Only Chinese people relate that? What are you talking about, Mandel? Well, you got memberships, Ben? Oh yeah, you probably got like monetized. I don't. They haven't monetized me yet. Every time I go on look at my hours, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm almost there. And then the next day it's like, I lost 2 hours. What? But yeah, it's that whole 365 day like period. They're like, I'm like, yes, I'm going to make partner tomorrow. And YouTube's like, how about you? You know. So yeah, it's how it usually works out. But hey, I just gotta keep working and moving forward, right? The work is fun, so I like it. I'm not too stressed over the fact that I haven't made a partner yet. Because I've got this community I get to speak with, and a lot of you stay fairly stable. Some haven't. So we had to kind of push them off to the side, you know. But you know, whatever. It is what it is. Sometimes people lose their mind, and I think it's funny that they do that because they like the troll. You know how you get a troll on a channel? They'll jump in just for the like him, and you know he comes in, and throws out an insult. I don't mind it. Thanks, Ben. So, you know, they come in and they throw a little bit of shade at you, of course, and then you just kind of blow it off. But when, you know, someone straight up, you know, tries to, you know, hang off your coattails, it's annoying, especially when they haven't contributed anything. So that's totally fine. I was able to, it's like cutting anything free, you know. You hit a snag when you're fishing, you cut the line, just start over. Leave that weight attached to whatever crap it was attached to at the bottom of the lake. So, No big deal. But anyway, what does it say? I had Karen at the VA yell at me because my shirt says there are only 2 genders. At the VA? Really? That's surprising. I have another shirt that says if gender confuses you, go milk a bull. And that seemed to... you know how many people in my town are like, they love the shirt, love the shirt. I'm like, thanks. Everybody loves it. Ben said hi. Hi, Ben. Ben said hi. Ben has said hi. Oh, man. You know, ADHD can be a horrible thing when you're trying to sleep and you know you're doing a project. I don't think I've actually slept without thinking about projects that I'm working on as I fall asleep the past year and a half. Because if I'm not doing that, I'm thinking about the project while I'm listening to a physics book and trying to fall asleep because the tinnitus is relentless. So I'd rather have somebody talking to me about, you know, physics and quantum entanglement and all that other good stuff, rather than hear the screaming in my ear. I think Afghanistan, to be honest with you. Iraq had some beautiful palaces and stuff like that. I'm telling you, there was like gold everywhere in that place. But yeah, Iraq would have been it was a lot more fun. You know? You can say that. The desert, not too bad. I mean, like, it was really hot during the day, but night got really cool. So, and seeing all the stars like that, that's not something you don't forget, you know? You're like, these are some beautiful stars to eliminate the enemy under. You know? And it makes you think. Look up and wonder. I wonder what an alien civilization would think about what I'm doing right now. Makes me wonder. Is it off in the distance? I can neither confirm nor deny that information, Jackson. No, I was E5 when I got out. Earth is 17 miles away as the crow flies, and it's the only source of light visible in my sky. Oh yeah, they probably got a lot of lights out there, I'll tell you that. You ever worry about like escapees? Do they warn you or anything because your property being so big they could hide out there? I guess, have you ever had a scenario like that happen? E3, well, when you get in the front lean and rest position right now, Ben. Half left feet! Front lean and rest position, move! 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2. How many you want? You better be doing push-ups right now. Oh, fine. Recover. Eddie. You want to do hog hunting in Texas? That'd be kind of fun. Don't they have like a problem with that though? They have like a lot. Well, I've seen people in helicopters on those things. Like, and they're just like taking them out by the dozen. Yeah, your favorite? Well, I imagine so. In the Navy, Marines versus Army, who would win? Well, the one thing we loved about the Marines was that we're Army, right? So we go and we do our job. You sit in the Marines when you don't care about collateral. Okay? It was like when the people, some of those idiots on Instagram were posting that they were happy that Trump was going to go to war with the cartels, and they were laughing it off like somehow the cartels would win. We could send in 3 Marines and have the whole thing done in like a night. That's what we love about the Marines. They're freaking crazy. You know, you throw them some red meat and say, "Go get them," and they're just, you know, animals. You know, and the Army was a little bit more it's like, yes, we're going to take care of the job, but we have a protocol. The Marines are like, you let the Marines off the leash. That's what you do. All right, I got plenty of respect for the Marines. I'll tell you that right now. What's that mixer? It's the mixer. Oh, you're hearing. Are you talking about what you're hearing? If you're hearing anything, that's the printer. I actually have the X1 carpet behind the camera. Give him crayons. Give him crayons, will do anything. Oh, the mixer. Honestly, because my wife cooks a lot in there, I thought you were talking about a mixer. And it sounds the same with my printer right now. This is the Rodecaster Pro 2. And I use it for when I'm doing my gaming and when I'm doing audio editing, things like that. If I do a podcast where I'm not on a vertical, on a mobile. I usually do the mobiles when I do the lives because I'm usually out in the shop, but I decided to do it here. And if I go direct from my computer, for whatever reason nobody wants to watch them, I go on the verticals and people want to watch them. So, you know, on the mobile. So it just, yeah, it's a good board. I really like it because you know, you've got your touch pads here. You've got your 4 headphone outputs. You've got your mic. You've got your everything's done through Pro 2 chat. You've got your sound pad volumes. You have instrument volumes, extra mic. You can pretty much assign anything you want to any one of the channels. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I know I've got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the sliders, and then you've got 3 extra on the main board that you can assign to sliders, or you can go and do it manually with the knob. So it's kind of cool. And then I use a Rode NT1 mic for my audio, my vocals, I guess. So not during this live, obviously, but to keep it covered because it's so dusty around here with the stupid orchards. But Ben said hi again. I need a 3D printer to make some lowers. Why? That's not something you want to do. DJ DPC actually has a ring to it. I like that, man. And then you can add stuff. You know, it's like
what I do is just say, you know, you know what I mean? Like,
so I love having sound bites for when I'm playing, and especially like if I'm playing a game and I end up killing somebody and they get mad, like if I'm playing like Warzone and I take their stuff. Like when I take their stash, then I come up with the.
I got a job to do. I got a job to do. And guess what's inside it?
So yeah. And then when they start yelling on the mic, like getting mad, then it's.
Even before you start. That was a preemptive shh. Just know I have a whole bag of shh with your name on it.
So yeah, I'm set for the game. I'm definitely set for the game. Gosh, I don't even remember how many I have here. Oh yeah, I love the ones from the movie Idiocracy. Those are always fun. Because like I was hiding in a building. It was funny. I was on a live, and I'm solo in Warzone. And there's a group of guys coming up, and they're like, I can hear them over the mic, and they're like, is this guy cool? And I went,
Go on, Peyton.
and the guy starts busting up laughing and going, this guy's cool, we're not going to kill him, he's solo, we're going to leave him alone. It has saved my life more than once in Warzone. And I find it to be a very useful tool. So yeah, basically, when I'm playing games, I'll use soundbite, and basically it keeps me alive. Sometimes I'll jump into a room, like I'll grab like I'll be in Warzone, jump into a room where there's like a whole team, right? And everybody's throwing in flashbangs, and I'm just going in there with the just full on, 100 round machine gun, like M249 or whatever version they call it in Warzone, and just start laying out sound bites and just spraying the whole room, and it's just they get so mad. It's so funny. She hasn't been on camera. She's more of a moderator. I guess she likes to be. They won't. Here's the thing. She wants people to focus on what I'm doing, and once you bring a hot woman into the picture, people are going to ignore me. Like the plague. Okay? So, that's one of the reasons why she doesn't like to go on camera. And she's a bit of an introvert, but that's why I love her. However, I do need coffee, my dear. Probably can't hear me. When your views are low, you have your wife on? That's cheating. That's cheating. That's not how you do it. Great, here I am thinking I was like doing good, like, with my own work, and Ben just goes like, I'm gonna fly past you with 2,000 more subscribers because I put my wife on the screen. What was the head slap? I get a head slap when I ask for the coffee? What's going on here? Yeah, she's probably busy doing homework. Right? If she's doing homework, probably, I probably stopped her in the middle of it.
Is your coffee cup?
Ah, thank you, my dear.
Yeah.
Families make the algorithm, yes. Voice of an Austrian painter from Germany? I'm. What am I missing? What am I missing in that comment? Mandel, you're scaring me. Lori. He's like, I'm gonna bring her in with the Sims. Yeah, but how? I'm trying to figure out how. Is it said a voice of Austrian painter from Germany? Well, why? I'm trying to figure out why. I haven't followed that. I don't know why you're asking me that. Tell me why you're asking me that. I could probably do an Austrian accent, but there's only one I know of, and he's an idiot. And you know who I'm talking about. Quick, get to the Congress.
Is that who he's talking about? Him?
Are you seriously talking about that guy, really? Talking about the badger? Look, you've all seen the reels, okay? Not to knock on Germany, but every time they go to war, they don't go to war with a country, they choose the entire world to go to war with. And then they wonder why they lose every time. So, no. I'm glad that part of our history is over. One on the left, yeah. Oh, I would never do something like that. Absolutely not. You know, I mean, you want to listen to someone who sounds like an absolutely just evil leader like that. You could watch some of AOC's rants on Instagram. It did go over my head, and that goes to it should show you that I'm not thinking of stuff like that, right? It means that I have a clean mind, and and I have no intention of ever doing something like that. So, yeah, to that request.
How about you?
You can't what?
It's not working.
What's not working?
The Keurig is not working.
What do you mean the Keurig's not working?
I don't know. It won't.
What'd you do with the Keurig? It works early this morning.
Just don't stop. It's going. You're getting scared.
It's going now?
There it goes.
It has to heat the water up. You have a master's degree. Why are you? What? You know how to use a Keurig?
I just. It took a lot.
I'm an engineer. I know how to use a Keurig.
It's working. I did it.
It is working, yes. I think it's because I make her coffee every morning for her when I make mine, because I'm like that kind of hubby, and I make sure she has her cup of coffee when she gets up, gets ready, and comes into the dining area where my office is. A PFP? I'm sorry, what? Oh, you're talking to Glory. It's a lamp. Yeah. See, everybody looks at it and goes, "That's sick." You know how many people I've seen jump Glory just because of the. First off, you should bring the rake back, because that one was more fun. Because I don't know why people look at it. It just goes to show the world, doesn't it? Like the first thing you think of when you look at that. And when I looked at it the first time, because that's an old picture. I've seen it before, like years ago. I knew it was a lamp. I knew that his picture was. I couldn't figure out for the longest time why this guy had a picture of a rake leaning against the wall. That's what I must have. I don't know what it is.
It was a broom.
It was a broom. You know, broom, not a. It was sort of one of those weird bristle brooms. The point is, can I have the coffee, or are you just going to taste test it?
Just a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, you enjoy my coffee.
Okay. Thank you.
But yeah, it's just I've. Maybe retract Ben's statement. Why was it retracted?
No, I
Ben?
did.
Did you say something wrong?
He probably retracted.
Oh,
his
you
whole
retracted it wrong.
statement.
All I know is there's something wrong with my brain, apparently. Or I'm a loyal, married person. Because I knew, when I looked at the picture, that it was a broom.
You know what was funny?
And I knew that this one was a lamp.
The best thing was watching our daughters have a debate over what Glory's profile picture was.
Oh, they were
They
debating
were
it?
in here debating it, and finally the youngest one figured out that if she screenshotted it, she could blow it up and prove that it was not an indecent picture.
Yeah, because it's a win.
Yeah.
So yeah, leave it to the younger daughter to like figure that one out.
Okay.
We have lots of work to do. Why? What have you done now? I just unloaded that thing into the warehouse. I had to set the live back 30 minutes. What work do you want me to do? You're gonna make me help you build the shop, aren't you? That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna be like, we're gonna put Roger up on the lift because it's unstable when it's used. And if something happens, you know, he'll just bounce off the concrete. You're the one that dropped it. You were driving the forklift. You threw the mill at me. I had to dodge it. In his defense, we were moving pretty quick. Oh, by association. Oh, I get it. Okay. Guilty by association. Say who? Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat. Rhett, you know very well that wasn't my fault. I told you to chain that thing up at the top. I was like looking at him, I was like, nah, he knows what he's doing. But no. Literally made a hole in the street with it. But hey, it was just, you know, it was just an old mill. Who cares? Hi, India. How you doing? Hope you guys are keeping Pakistan in check. Have they stopped with their hissy fit yet, or are they still attacking you guys? Entity. Did you like lose tire pressure or something? Hopefully we gained some knowledge from our last experience. Yeah, like chaining up the top of the mill next time you take it off. You need you it's okay, Entity. This time you're chaining up the top. And if I have to bubble wrap that damn mill, that's what's gonna happen. Alright? Chain up the top, then pick it up. Then we'll put it in the warehouse. And then when's the foundation going down, man? Don't I have a metal building to build? How long is the live stream? I've been going since about 1:30. I go usually as long as I feel like it. Yes, see, that's the picture I'm talking about. That's the picture. Glory, that's the picture. When I looked at it, at first, I couldn't figure out why you had a picture of a broom. Apparently, it was supposed to be deceptive so that people would think something else. So it proves how married I am and how loyal I am, because I saw a broom and I saw a lamp. Yeah, it's a broom, dude. Jackson, look closer. It's a broom. What's up, Cobra? Where'd you take off to, man? I thought you'd been here the whole time. Yeah, that's true. The eyes do see what they want to see, which is kind of concerning, considering how many people are like, your profile picture isn't decent. You know, like some of the people, like, I guarantee you probably catch a lot of crap for it. And you're like, well, look, I mean, it's not your broom, so what are you worried about? That's the whole thing, because people will consider it, they'll be like, they always make harsh, quick judgments, and they're usually wrong. Trust me, I've dealt with that a lot recently. You'll notice the absence of some individuals because of it. Mainly those complaining are laughing. Well, yeah, true. I guess that could be true if that's what's on their mind and that's the first thing they see. That makes total sense. So psychologically, you could determine who's getting some and who isn't just by jumping into a chat room. And I imagine they would. Endel, I just read that after Glory said that. That's so wrong. Oh my gosh, the funny thing is she actually had blue leggings on in one of the shots, which goes perfectly with the wall. Is it blue? I'm sort of colorblind. I think in one of the movies she actually had blue leggings on, which the irony is just... They always see what they want to see, and that's the world we live in. But I mean, the only thing you can do is just, set them straight. But it's interesting because your picture, you come in with your picture and it starts a lot of conversations. It's totally funny. Right. If this is going to be a while, I'm going to go eat. Go eat, man. I ain't stopping you. But you need to let me know when that foundation's going down. We gotta get this building going.
Just practice.
What's up? Oh, you want me to move forward?
Just hold on a second. Okay, there you go.
Did you just fix my hair?
You had a little horn.
I had a horn?
Yeah.
Apparently my hair needed to be fixed because I had a horn. Not sure how to take that. Ben. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I was saying the irony of it is, I think in one of the movies, Hermione was actually wearing blue tights. And I think that psychologically Mandel knew that because he'd probably seen it in the movie. Unicorn? Trivia! Yeah, right. Yeah, that I agree with, the filtered experience versus the actual one. Air horn. Fancy but feisty feel. Cole, you stay off the counter, buddy. Come here. Come here. You wanna be on camera? I know. I don't have anything for you. I don't have a snack. I ate it. I ate it already. Why are you staring at my hand? Oh, you're just gonna walk away. I get it. Okay. You gonna get a snack? Walk away. Oh my gosh, Red. He's a friend of mine, old Lord. He's joking. He's joking. Calm down. He's a friend of mine. We're working together to get a shop going. He's a friend. He's a friend. Calm down. Oh my gosh, you timed him down. You timed him out? Yeah, I guess I probably should have told everyone that Red's an acquaintance of mine instead of, he's not just in here making, he calls me that all the time. Sorry, Red. I got moderators that, if they don't know you, you know they don't know you. Don't take it personal. Yeah, I'll stand down, stand down. Red Dead Redemption moment. Exactly. He always calls me a liberal. He likes the Cobra. He says that to be funny. But it's kind of a running joke we have. And cancel the drone strike. Why, I haven't sent a drone strike in ages. But yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I know him for a very long time, Lauren. And I'm actually printing a crap ton of stuff for one of his friends right now. But I'm gonna take the money I made from it, put it back into the shop, and I'll buy some stuff I need. I'm still waiting for that 5-axis CNC mill though, Brad. God forbid we have to move that with a forklift. It's what, Jackson? What are you talking about? What? Yeah, he's a DPC sponsor for sure. Yeah, he's been very, very crucial in helping me. My shop wouldn't look like it does right now if it wasn't for Red. I'll tell you that. I got a lot of people who believe in what I'm doing, or they just want to see how crazy I can get. I don't know. But the point is, he's responsible for the lighting. He was responsible for the paint. He's responsible for the table, the toolbox. This is the guy that did the cool metal work on the MPCNC that we put together. He's the guy who works with the steel, and he does a fantastic job of it too. He's still using SolidWorks, but we'll let him slide on that one. I like Fusion myself, but we've always had that debate. Yeah, Ben, I agree with you on that one. Racolage. Welcome to the chat. I have no idea if I said that correctly whatsoever. Je comprends un peu le français. But welcome to the chat. Yeah, you were the one. Well, yeah, of course you were going to go into the attic, Rhett. You think I'm going to put my 290-pound butt up there? We still need to find out what other stuff's in that corner. When you found that tape, I was thinking that I was going to play it and some chick was going to come out of the well and through the TV. I don't even want to play that tape. Okay? We found an old VHS tape up there. I mean, you said there was other stuff up there, but you didn't grab any of it because we couldn't put it through the hole in the ceiling. That's exactly what I said, Ben. When I saw the tape, I thought, 7 days? I don't even know what's on it. I'm afraid to play it. Tyson with the question mark? What does that mean? What do you mean, Mendel? What do you mean? 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 Oh, he's answering Ben. I gotcha. You know what? At one point I tried to take a picture of one of my cats when I had cats. And he shook his head right when I took the picture. So his face was all distorted. And I posted it, I think, on Instagram a long time ago, and I put 7 days underneath it. What, the shop's a winter project? Why not build it now? You've got the steel. They just gotta pour the freaking foundation so we can get started. No, that tape's been up there since long before I moved into the house. And I didn't even know it was up there. As a matter of fact, Rhett, what else was up there? Because I know you saw a couple of things. It was probably covered by a lot of that loose insulation, but did you see anything else up there? Anything I should be concerned about? Like a bulged out suitcase or anything? Mustache. Oh, glory. Oh, man. Why are we talking about mustaches now? Do I need a mustache elixir? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Yeah, you're telling me. I've been here the whole time and went straight. But that's okay though. That's what it's all about. We're having a good time. Sam Elliott? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this conversation is going to get weird. I already know. All the what? Sahu. I think that's how you say it. Hi, how are you doing? Welcome to the chat. I apologize if I got your name wrong. Oh my gosh, this is getting interesting. I'm keeping going. But I don't know what you're saying there. S. We'll just call you S. You guys see that reel? I think it was an Instagram reel where, you know, it's usually the woman laying in bed looking over at the husband, and she's thinking, he's thinking about other women, and he's like, I wonder how many dinosaurs could fit in like a briefcase or something. Like, it's just some stupid thing that has nothing to do with other women. And I saw one where it was Michelle or Michael Obama and Barack Obama in the same bed, and he's thinking, or she's thinking, he's thinking about other women. And then over Obama's head, it says the same thing. He's probably thinking about other women. And I was laughing so hard at that one. I forget who made the reel. It was brilliant. Both of their thought bubbles were, I bet he's thinking about another woman. Oh no! What did my computer do? It went to Sleepy Town. Oh, there I am. Okay. That's because I haven't touched the mouse yet. Oh, okay. Somebody made a post. On Facebook. You guys can join me on Facebook too. Remember that I have a Patreon, a Buy Me a Coffee link, where you can see all kinds of cool stuff. The Patreon, I'm going to start putting a lot of construction stuff on, that longer run videos, in-depth stuff that I'd like to keep for the people who, who have wanted to support me there as members. It's not a requirement. I'm eventually going to release STLs for everything anyway, when I get to a point where this is something I can safely release, obviously. Well, I'll post in Discord. But usually I have a Facebook, I have an Instagram, I have a Patreon, I have a Buy Me a Coffee, I forget what else I have up there. I like Buy Me a Coffee because it lets people, who are interested in the projects to actually donate. I don't require it of anyone, but it's nice to have. So if someone's nice and they're like, I really like how this guy's working and I want to give him something, then they do that, and it's very much appreciated. And sometimes people think that they have somehow bought the rights to some of my stuff when I do that. Only one person's done that so far, so we nipped that in the bud real quick. And there's a link on my Mandel. There's a link on my page, my channel page for Facebook. But yeah, the interesting part is that, without naming anyone, they thought that they were talking to ChatGPT and thought that they had created something, which somehow they thought they contributed to my work. But I knew the guy was a little off with what he was trying. I mean, no one's going to weaponize my work. That's all there is to it. If the military wants to buy it later on, that's one thing. But no one's weaponizing my work. This work is for search and rescue operations and a new style of drone. Something fun for the hobbyist and the enthusiast who wants to fly a big drone. But I'm doing it for SAR operations. I'm doing it for search and rescue. I'm doing it because we always need new tools in that field. for the safety of the public, to help injured victims, to help stranded people. You want something that can get in somewhere that conventional drones can't. And the one that I've created is unique. When somebody donates something to me, it does not entitle them to my work. It's just that simple. I appreciate the help, but I will be designing drones that are EDF driven that you can print for the enthusiast market, for people who are interested in actually building a drone. Something that's 3D printed, something that if it breaks, you can 3D print a small part, replace it, and get right back into business. Well, Facebook isn't for everybody. I understand that. I just wanted to set up a couple of platforms for the purpose of making sure that I had a wider reach instead of just YouTube. But as I was saying, I want my work to help people. That's what I want. And I've been dealing with someone who's been literally creating accounts to jump on Facebook, or not Facebook, but to jump on YouTube and make comments. He even hijacked his ex-wife's account to make a comment and thinks for some reason that I didn't know it was him. But that's okay. Blocked her too. And I feel sorry for her and what she has to deal with, but you know, it is what it is. You know? Yeah, it got crazy. I mean, he made threats against my children. That's all been forwarded to the sheriff in his county. And I'm not gonna have that. So when somebody threatens my minor children, yeah, you better find something to hold that soap. Don't drop it. Because I'll split the earth in two to protect my family. Just that simple. So yeah, this is why it's hard when you set up a platform for donations, because when people for some reason, there's people out there who actually have their heads together and they go, okay, I'm donating because I want to, and I think what he's doing is cool, right? And there's other people that are just like, I'm donating, now I own part of it. I'm like, no, you don't. You want to hear the funniest part? He said he was going to sue me under maritime law from a landlocked desert in the United States. That was the funniest part for me. That was hilarious to me. I'm like, do you even understand what maritime law means? Oh man. No, I nothing's ever been reported like that, Glory. I don't ever have anything like that on my channel. So, someone did report me for smoking a tobacco pipe, and then YouTube was like, "We're going to restrict this to 18 because we don't promote illicit drug use." I'm like, "It's tobacco," and then so they just restricted it to 18 because it was tobacco, which I get. I understand that. But there was one time when I had a copyright claim on one of the, and this is something, it's like a badge of honor to do this. I had a copyright claim against a soundtrack I was using, but I purchased the license for it. And they got the song wrong. Whatever algorithm that they used to check it, it was the wrong song. So they dropped the copyright claim, sent me a letter and say, "Good news, the copyright claim has been dropped." And I'm thinking to myself, that's the first time I think in history that anybody's ever read those words from a YouTube email. And I felt good. I was like, YouTube submitted to my will. It was amazing. Because you know how notoriously hard it is to basically protect yourself when it comes to copyright. I always have copyright set up. And I always have licenses for my assets through Adobe. So all of my music and graphical assets that I use in any of my video editing are all licensed. It's paid for. And I am now an LLC. So now I'm protected on all fronts. So when you get a letter from YouTube that says, yeah, we're sorry, you're right, it wasn't ours. That's something you want to sit back and just you want to take a shot at Jack Daniels and go, you're damn right I just did that. It was such a great feeling. It was. Oh my gosh. That was your Facebook handle? That's funny, Glory. Yeah, all you gotta do is give yourself the proper name, and then the introduction from the platform pretty much says the bad thing for you. At one point, you'll have to do measurements to make sure you don't need to have like an MRI done. It can only be so big before you go, is that a tumor? I'm sorry, I had to. Yeah, that's stuff you don't want to put out there. Ben, yours are steel. So when you walk, it sounds like one of those things that they have on the desk where it goes. An error has occurred. I text you on Messenger. Please send me a request instead. Yeah, I will. I'm not sure why an error has occurred, but I'll figure it out. It might be the link. I'm not sure. What are you talking about, Glory? The ball bra? Over the shoulder boulder holder? Don't have any more iced teas. Oh, you talking about those pure leaf ones that I drink all the time? No, I'm out. I'm out drinking coffee instead. Slayer's live stream. Oh, what? I don't have the tea that you like to drink? So I get a thumbs down? Now who's the liberal? Uno reverse card for damn sure. Oh man, you guys are funny. Sounds like the printer stopped finally. Let me check it really quick. Make sure this one came out like it was supposed to, because the last one had an interesting layer defect. That looks pretty good. Let's wait for the bed to cool down, because that's the cool thing about an engineering plate. Okay, so if you're using, I want to mention this. if you're using the Bamboo Lab X1 carbon with the engineering plate, and you're like, what glue do I use? Because nothing sticks to it after a while. If you use Magic Goo, which is just too funny to say, Magic Goo. They're not affiliated with me at all, but I wanted to point this out because this works out really well. If you put a layer of this, a smooth layer of this on the engineering plate, when it heats up, it grabs the material. Then when the plate cools back down, everything just pops right off the plate. You just lift it straight off. And it doesn't take the glue with it. So you literally have this one layer of glue that stays on there. And then if it ever gets to the point where it gets warm from, getting hot and then cooling back down and then basically flaking off, which takes a long time. I've printed, I think I'm on box 27 at this point, and I haven't had to do glue again yet. And it's because this stuff right here, right there, Rhett. You've got a Bamboo Lab X1 carbon. You just got one. Use your engineering plate with this stuff right here. I'm telling you, it's the best. It works perfect for that engineering plate. Slacker. Oh, you're blaming me? Because what? Why am I a slacker? Hold on, let me count them. Hold on, let me count them really quick. I can do it from here. 5, 10, 15, wait, hold on. 5, 15, 20, 25, 26. Yeah, 27. I was right. I just finished number 27. Just now finished number 27. So I let the plate cool for a few minutes, then everything pops right off. And I don't have to do any re-gluing. So, oh cool, you guys will like this. I have since threaded this and threaded this to lock that bearing that I'm waiting for in. I don't know if it was delivered yet. Darling, could you check and see if that bearing's been delivered yet? They may have left it and not even knocked. We'd know if they knocked because the Huskies would try to barrel through the wall. So this is for the, this design is for the tapered roller bearing. For the thrust mitigation, not the thrust mitigation, but the stability of the fan, to keep it straight. And then I have these internal bearings here that I use, 40 bore by 52s. This bolts to the fan, obviously. That goes through there. And the thrust bearings back end sits here. Then this shaft, goes right through there. And at the end of this shaft, on the actual main shaft, because this is just the alignment shaft that I use, it has a place for a 6203 bearing, or is it a 6204? I can't remember. I'll give you the details later. Then this goes over this for the thrust bearing, the tapered roller bearing. And there's a notch. This is actually backwards. Hold on a second. Then there's a notch here to set the tapered roller bearings back inside of. Then that goes on and gets epoxied into place, which puts this entire assembly as one. Then this will thread on, like so, to keep the back of the bearing up against the bearing hub. And the reason why I did it that way is because there's a lot of upward, obviously vertical motion forward. So you have the bearings in the center, which help with the bank angle running. And then of course at the front of the fan, there's a bearing that's holding the fan in place and then attached to the outer casing. You've all seen the fan, so you've seen the red cross members. So what I've done is made it to where that this tapered roller bearing basically helps to keep any of the forward force of the fan from pulling up against the back of the hub from the shaft. I don't want the shaft pulling. This all sounds very obscene. I don't want the actual fan's drive shaft. Someone's laughing. I already know. I don't want the actual fan's drive shaft to put any undue stress on the motor's bearings because it's attached through a collet that bolts to the end of this and then to the keyway. You know, you have set screws for the keyway on the main shaft on the motor. But what I didn't want was I didn't want the forward thrust of the fan to pull on the motor's bearings because that's going to cause faster wear on the motor's bearings and a lot more heat. So if I he is literally here with what in the hell is on the back? He's got the mill. I'm doing it live. Hold on 1 second, everyone. Oh. You got the mill? Oh yeah, you're gonna be on live because I'm going outside. I'm going outside with it. I'm going outside with the camera. I'm going outside with the camera. You're gonna have to see it on the live. You guys want to see a mill? All right. Can you? Huh?
But first, you have to do me a favor.
What?
You need to look right at the camera.
What?
You need to look right at the camera
Look right at the camera.
and say the word shaft to Ben.
Shaft. Shaft. Wait, hold on.
Thank you.
Shaft. All right. All right. Can you open up the lockbox in there and give me the yellow key and the other one that has the obscene figures on it? It's the forklift key. You guys are about to go out and have an adventure. So, oh, that's my viola. There's my wife. You happy? And she is there with me when we were married. That's when she was younger. See, there you go. There you go. See? She still looks the same age as she did back then, just about. All right. Rhett, I'm heading outside. Hold on. Got both keys? Yes.
Yeah.
Where's my hat? Okay. Hold on, everyone. I won't put you on camera, Rhett. Unless you want me to. All right, hold on. I have to disarm the warehouse. All right. On 5G. Good. Okay. Wait, let's try that again. Alarm off. Okay, good. Oh, I'm sorry, Vivian. Come here. Come on. Hold on. Stay there. Can somebody get the... Stay. Back up, back up. Back up. Back up. We're on live. Ah, yes. The car. All right, hold on. We're going. Oh, look, the mill. All right, so I got to go open the warehouse. I'm still live.
I can see you.
Okay. All right, let's get the forklift out. We can't open the gate all the way, though, because of the cars. So we're going to have to... You're doing the forklifting on that mill. I'm not going to be responsible for it. You threw the first one. If you're going to throw another one, you're throwing it. Hold on. Here's the forklift key. I'll go open the door. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, this place right here, man, I cut down the grass on, and it's nuts. Like a week ago. I can only pull the gate out so far because of cross traffic. All right. Let's open the gate. All right, everyone, we're going on an adventure in a 100-year-old warehouse. Oh. This should make the live fun. I can unlock this thing.
Should I back the trailer up in here?
Well, yeah, for the mill I would, because I don't want to bring the mill up that slope on a forklift.
Not with an attitude like that.
Not with an attitude like that, he says. Okay. Help me with the door until I get to the chain. Hold it up. I gotta grab this. Okay. Let's get it up higher. How high do we need it? Right about there? That should do it. Okay, hold on, guys. I wasn't gonna quit the live. Okay. What? I parked it over here. So. Yes. This is an ancient place. And it's got some serious graffiti on it, though. Look at that, huh? That's some urban history right there. I don't know what any of this says. I don't know what any of it says. But it's cool. I love being in this warehouse. This isn't the shop, by the way. This is just a warehouse where we store some equipment. And I've been recovering the wood from the other building that we took down on the other end of the property because it's ancient wood, man. So we're gonna recover this stuff. Yeah, this is an old winery. Old winery. It's like the coolest place because there's so much to it. There's so much history to it. And this is really neat. I'm like literally afraid of what's going to happen when he gets this thing off of here. Because the last mill he got off of the back of anything got literally thrown onto the street. I need a weed eater. I need a bush hog. Glory, you need to bring some equipment over so that we can get this all cut down. I'm gonna film this live. Let's hope he gets this mill inside the building. Look at all that. There was a building up there past that brick and metal one, but that's the one that we tore down and put in the other building. What do we have today? A Bridgeport. Beautiful. I like it. Smooth. Yummy. All right. I'm going to be watching this from a safe distance because you have a habit of speedballing Bridgeport mills at people. So I'm not going to get in the way of this one. This is all on you. You're gonna put a strap, what? You're gonna hang it? Isn't that gonna tip the forklift over? How much does that thing weigh? I don't wanna find out that way. You know you're a star now, right? Yeah. You got an OnlyFans too? Is that what you said? You're gonna... The base is the heaviest, so... Oh gosh. Okay. Alright. Let's get this out of the way. Good Lord. Okay. This is gonna be fun. We'll be back in the house in a minute where it's nice and cool. But this is horrible. It's not a bad looking mill.
It's smaller than the other one, but it looks good. All right, so how you hanging this thing up? Well, you it's too short for your life. Is this just sitting in here, or is it pinned? It's pinned. Because I don't want you pulling up on the top.
That's how I lifted it right here.
Okay, I got you.
The forks over here, strap it down.
That would probably be more stable, because then you can keep the base lower to the ground. Because I think you swinging that is gonna tip that.
Well, I'm gonna lift it up. I'm gonna lift it up and then pull the truck out.
All right. All right. You guys watching all this? It's fun. Pull the pin.
Just unhook it and then I'll.
Hold on. I don't know how far apart you need it. Well, just get the forks over there first. Everybody still with me? Here we go.
Maybe we should not live this.
Oh, I'm live in this. I'm live in this. Don't no. After last time, I'm live in this one.
We have bad experiences with this.
No, you have bad experiences with this. I'm the one that just gets stuff thrown at me that weighs 10,000 pounds. Drop the forks a little bit. Ow. All right. Oh my gosh. This is terrifying. Okay. All right. Go for it. Hold up. All right. There you go. Oh, I got them just far enough apart. All right, hold on. You've got another foot and a half before you hit the trailer, so you're good. Just keep going. Okay, stop. You do know that you have a chain down, right? Okay. Tilt when you're ready. Whoa, jeez, dude. When you're ready, tilt it back. So at least it's not.
I'm gonna put a strap around it and pull it down to the forks.
I know, but make sure it slides backwards. So that it slides backwards onto the heavier end of the fork. You'll be able to balance it better that way. So you'll tilt the fork after you strap it down. Tilt the forks back so that when you lift it up, it slides back towards the forklift. Then you got to make sure it doesn't slide forward. So keep those forks back, because you're going to have a lot of different grades going up that hill over there. Yeah, we can. We can do a lot worse than we did last time. What do you mean we can do worse than we did last time? Yes, there's always worse. This is this is what you should do. When you pull this up, slide it back onto the forks and then make sure it's attached to this here.
It'll break my levers.
Yeah, but you're not gonna. Okay. I just don't want you having them close to the end of the forks. That's all. I think having it close to the end of the forks is a bad idea.
Well, we can lift it up, put it on the ground, and readjust. So I'm gonna lift it up just straight. Pull the trailer out.
Yeah. What's up?
Are you listening to Glory? Read your chat. He knows how to do it.
Hold on. I'm trying. Oh, okay. It wasn't scrolling down. Hold on. Hold on a second. Okay. That's what I was saying. But he wants to pick it up this way. Build up a base, pick it up from the bottom, and then strap it to the top.
No, last time it slid off. That's what we missed.
You got no feet on it?
No feet to get under it.
Oh. There's no feet. All right, he apparently has a plan. I'm just going to film it. Thanks for the info, but apparently he has a plan. Last time he threw a mill like this at me with a forklift. So cross your fingers. I'm getting out of the way. I was thinking if we got it back far enough on the forks that he can get the bottom end close to the ground with enough clearance and strap it to the back. Say again?
I'm gonna lift it up just a little bit, inch. Back up a foot. Drop
I am.
the trailer out, and then we'll put it down and readjust it.
Okay. But I wouldn't lift it. I would start the lift by tilting the forks back. Don't just go straight up. Tilt them back. If it's going to slide anywhere, it's got to come towards you. Because if you don't, you're going to have issues. Moving back. You tilt it back.
Tighten the strap up.
I'm telling you, it's too close to the end. Luckily, that's a smaller mill than the other one. At least it's smaller than the other mill. Tilt it back. Tilt it back, tilt it back. Okay, you're off, you're off. And go a little bit more, but tilt it back. You don't want it forward any more than that. Because your back tires are up a couple degrees. So I don't want you tipping it over.
Just gonna back up a little bit and drop the trailer out.
Don't back up.
I have to a little bit.
Oh, you're not gonna fit. Your tires are almost flat right here. If you do this, do it slow. Bring that fork, tilt those forks back. You don't want it sliding forward, because you're gonna go up a grade right now. All right, go slow, super slow. Keep going, because you got a grade behind you. Turn your wheel to the left a little bit, or you're gonna start turning. Stop, wait, that too much.
That's good. I got a truck right now.
You got a what?
I got the trailer up under it.
Well, that's gonna be cutting it close. You might be able to make that. Just drive straight, go slow. And I'm not getting anywhere near it. Yeah, I was gonna say get the power cord up there. Huh? I don't know what he's saying. Breezeway camera detected motion. Of course it did. I have the door open. All right, hold up. Go. Oh, man. Keep going, keep going. Keep going. Straight out, straight out, straight out. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. You're good? Oh my gosh. All right. Get that thing close to the ground, man. It's starting to freak me out. And keep those forks back. Nice and easy. Remember, you got a grade you're going to have to go up, so it's going to be better. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wanting. You're on the ground. Okay. This is exciting, everyone, isn't it? Yeah, then tighten that nylon buckle once you get farther in. You have a bunch of supporters online, man. They're all supporting you, Rhett. Keep going. Hold on. Stop. Wait. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. You've got the, hold on. You've got the deck right here, which we can move in a little bit, give you a little bit more room. Let's move the deck in. Okay. Your lever's right here. I'll tell you when to stop. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going. Stop. You're close enough. You're close enough. You're close enough. Tilt it back. Stop. Okay. You're good.
Look, we're hitting the lever on the bottom.
Oh, is that the one you hit? Okay.
I think that's good.
That's good. Now when you tilt it back, then we can buckle it down. I feel a little bit more secure about this. Tilt back first. Tilt back first.
I want to tighten the strap. Actually, I want to put this one closer.
You want to go closer? You can go closer.
More closer.
Oh, you're talking about the arm? Hold on, you gotta pull that pin up there. That ain't coming off there. Pull the pin, there you go.
Okay.
All right. Now tighten that thing up.
Oh, no life.
Aren't you having fun?
Watch the videos.
The world is watching you, man. I'm watching a master at work. The fastest mill pitcher in the West. Man can throw a mill like no one's business. Right across the street. That's the old Mark from the last time. Yeah, keep it tilted back, and then when you go up, watch the grade. You don't want to scrape the bottom. Go up a little bit higher. Okay, roll it slow. I'm getting the fuck out of the way. Here he comes. Oh my gosh, those tires. Watch those tires. Back, hey. Careful. Your tires are low. They're too damn low. Bring it in straight. Back up and straighten it up. I don't even want you to... This grade's gonna tip you over. Back it up and straighten it up. Then come straight down the road. Keep that thing as straight as you can. Hey, if I tell you to, you drop that thing. All right. Try to turn and take this grade straight. Your tire is gonna burst, dude.
Stand back if it does, it does.
Shit. Stand back if it does, he says. You need to check the air in those damn things. Get yourself lined up straight into the doorway before you take that grade.
Am I high enough?
You're high enough. So far. I just don't want the forklift tipping when you go up this grade. Take it slow, take it slow, take it slow. Okay, go ahead.
Am I high enough?
You're up high enough, yeah. Jeez, this guy's gonna give me a freaking aneurysm. All right, let's go. There you go. There you go. Truck it on up. Truck it on up. Watch your right side, and I'll watch the plasma table on the left. Just go straight in. Straight in. You're gonna hit a grade. You're gonna hit it when the grade smooths out. You're gonna pick up speed. So keep it. Be careful. Watch your right side. I'll watch the left. Go in slow. It's swinging. The mill is swinging. Go slow. All right. All right. Hold on. There you go. You're good on this. Just watch your right side. You're good on this side. You just got your eyes lasered and you're doing this? Just turn, you know what? Bring it straight in and set it straight down. We're not going to worry about maneuvering it until you get these tires checked out. Okay. I'm not worried about it popping. I'm worried about the forklift tipping. All right. Yank it left. You're good. You're good. Just put it next to the sandblaster. Straighten her up. All right. All right. Bring her down. You're good. Bring it down. Bring it down. Bring it down. Tilt it forward. Tilt her forward. She's on the ground. So go ahead and undo your strap. Holy crap. We got a complete mill in here with the scariest of freaking tires I have ever seen on a forklift in my entire life. Everybody give Rhett a round of applause. He didn't try to kill me this time. He did good on that one. Yeah. Oh, the other one we dropped. Yes. Oh, let me show you that one. Hello, shitty lawnmower. Here's the other one. This is the one he dropped. I think it's a little uneven. It may require some repair. Oh. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, we got a lot of equipment out here. It's all going for the shop. Plasma table, bandsaw, sandblaster, mill. Yeah, because we're getting serious with that. Watch that pole behind you. Drop your forks. Ah, who cares about the damn garbage can? Yeah, just park it where I had it. That way, if I need to move anything. You're good, you're good. Just drop those forks down on the ground. Tilt them forward a bit. You know, that's fine, that's perfect. There, that's good. Kill her. You got her. She's in here. I'm so glad he didn't try to kill you like he did your brother. Okay, you got it. Where's the key? Did you shut the gas off? No. Oh, shut the gas off. I want to secure these in the lockbox. The extra handle?
There's a handle for the front.
Oh, okay. At least this one has all the damn parts. Well, I guess the other one did too, until you threw it.
Freshly refurbished Trinco glass cabinet.
Oh yes, we got to have this. This thing's clean. This thing's like super. There's a box in there. It was clean. It's got boxes in it. What the hell is in there?
Those are the extra gloves.
Oh, okay.
So there's a new set of gloves in here.
Yeah.
The extra consumable lenses for this.
Yeah.
And then extra seals and extra hoses. And
Awesome.
Extra tips.
We're getting there, buddy. We're going to be flying up at the Carmen line before you know it. Yeah, that's a nice one too. See, this we can work with. All right, that's good. I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. And this, oh, we got to show you this. We got to show you this. Oh. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. And we're getting serious with this business. We got 2 of these for when we're assembling the shop, because it's going to be Rhett and I that's building it. Just waiting on engineers at this point. So we've got stuff in this, in my other warehouse, this warehouse, which is old and not suitable for building stuff. But it's good for storage, and I have a security system. So make sure everything's safe. So I used the mill to block that sliding door because he had kids would come in and play around. And that's the last thing I wanted, was people getting hurt in here. Oh yeah, I hear what you're saying, Lori. Yeah, I'll have to do that later on. I'll cut some wood. I got plenty of wood laying around here for that. It's not like there's a shortage of wood and or pigeon droppings. Normally they hang out down the center, which is painfully obvious. But it is for storage, so it's not a real big deal. But we got some electric pallet jacks over there. Concrete cutter. Oh yeah, Rhett, I almost forgot to tell you, we got a concrete cutter if we need it.
Look, very low speed on the fly.
Ooh, really? Oh, old school.
You don't
Yeah.
have to change the belts like the original.
Oh, that's awesome. That's gonna make a whole world of difference. I'm liking this one. Oh, look, they're coming after you.
Look, this,
Like the mill killer's here. We must go get him.
we gotta get, maybe the other one has this new knob.
For which side?
A couple of teeth are missing
Oh, that's for the deck height, isn't it?
for this.
It's only a couple of teeth. It should still index properly.
Maybe one of your supporters has an old one.
Yeah. If anyone has a handle for the deck height on a Bridgeport, please mail to. Just kidding. No, that's got enough teeth to work on the deck. How in the hell did somebody even do that? How did somebody break that?
Well, there were 2 Bridgeports. He wanted this head, and he was supposed to take the better of the 2 parts.
Oh, okay.
But he got a little lazy, and he didn't take this one.
Ah, so you
So
got the
I'm
good
guessing
one.
He took the better, like he took the bigger bed.
The
and
bigger deck.
The bigger deck, and then, so, but he left this one. This is a newer one because his doesn't have this index on it.
Oh, okay.
So he wanted this one, but he got.
Well, this is what's really important, this and the deck. But the deck seems like it's fine, even if this is busted.
Well, it's really good shape.
Yeah.
It doesn't really has a lot of hours.
No, it doesn't. It looks fairly new.
So
There's not a lot on this
The
one.
other deck was bigger. He kept the one with the belts, but he wanted this one. He just didn't change it.
Right.
He was supposed to take the better of the 2, and he didn't. So he probably took. This was easy
Okay.
to take off. He probably took that.
So now you can all see how serious we are here. When I was talking about building what I was building, I was not messing around. Look at this thing that he just refurbished for when we're cutting steel. This thing is a beast. It is a beast.
All new bearings.
All new bearings.
New belt, new bands.
Yes.
All new aluminum. We made a jig with and milled those out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're good to go. Now we just need a 5-axis. Hold on. Let's put the motion sensor up. Okay. I always keep the motion sensor close by. Oh, I don't want it on there. We can put it right here now.
All right, you guys. I'll see you later.
Hey, everyone, say have a good day, Rhett, and give him the 100% marks because he got it in here this time without trying to throw it at me. Good job, Rhett. All right, I'll log up. What? Who has a flat tire? Your trailer has a flat tire now? Well, gee, I wonder why. Your whole forklift had flat tires on that run. Come on. Open up. There we go. All right. There we go. All right, let's lock her up. There we go. All right. All right, we got it, boys and girls. We got that thing in there. That was scary as hell. Did you see that tire? Holy crap. So this is what happened last time. It's like just little stuff. But it all happens for a reason, right? Oh. Which tire did you flatten on the trailer? What's that?
You don't have to see there.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I'll keep them off. All right. On the other side? Did that happen when you loaded the mill on? Let's take a look. Oh, damn.
That's future Rhett's problem.
It blew out big time. That happened with the mill on it?
Yeah.
Jeez, you're lucky, dude.
That's future Rhett's problem.
That's future Rhett's problem? All right. See you later. Let's get that building going, man. I'm ready to build it. Get things going. All right, I got to grab stuff I got to bring in. Hold on. Bam! Hold on. Okay. All right. I gotta arm it. Check that out. Without giving that too much away, I wanted to show you when I finally got these plates. Now I can park literally inside any store. All right. Hold on 1 second. Going back in where the air conditioning is. Watch out, doggies. Okay. Huskies are tearing up the doors. Okay. Colt, I'm cool, dude. I am. I promise I'm fine. Ah! Stop it! He's like obsessed. All right. Okay. Wow, we are back. Okay, let me go ahead and get this thing back up and running. It is hot out there. Not too bad, but bad enough. Oh my goodness. Hold on, I gotta plug the phone back up now so it doesn't die on me. It's charging slowly, so it still may die. There we go. Now we're back. Okay. Well, that was fun. Whew. That was a lot of fun. That was the way he had that thing stacked. That was terrifying. That was literally terrifying. Start up, Huskies. Whew. It's warm out there. Well, I can tell that they're excited. Don't piss off Vivian, Colt. You already know she's not full husky. Calm down. Calm down, Vivian. It's fine. Everything's cool, man. Can you check and see if I have something to do in there in the freezer? It's in the freezer. Should be a little bit left in there. Need something cold. Ah, and it's partially frozen. Whew. Stream is still kind of behind a little bit. It looks like. Ugh. I swear he scared me to death pulling that thing in there.
That was terrible.
Well, I saw that tire and I was like, this thing's gonna tip over.
Your arm.
What about my arm?
Your arm.
Oh, it's just dirt.
Yeah. You just don't want to get it on your clothes.
All right, hold on. I'll be right back. I have to go clean my arm. 1 second, everyone. You dogs better keep the noise down.
No, you can't have that. No.
I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere.
No, go back.
Finley, get back in the house. You're not going outside. It's too hot. I'll let you out there in a minute. A little bit. Oh, look, my wife's ass.
Ow.
That's how you know you're in a healthy relationship. You presented it. I smacked it.
I was just standing here.
Yeah. Take this ring off.
I'm sorry for the noise, but I gotta start dinner.
Oh, don't worry about the noise. Probably gonna end the stream here in a little bit anyway. I hope everyone enjoyed everything they saw. It was really, really fun. And it's warm out there. But I hope you're here for the next time we go live. I'm really trying to wait for the stream to catch up because the stream is actually behind. Like, remarkably behind. At least what I'm seeing on the screen. That was fun.
That was scary.
That was terrifying.
That was
The
scary.
adrenaline was awesome. I'm telling you, that's the last time I move a mill with that, or he moves a mill with that part. He cannot move the mill down. You've got to air up those tires, Rhett. Air up the tires, man. Because that was a close one. If you would have went any farther over towards the curb with the bank we had on there, with the tilt we had on the road, how they curve, I think that tire would have gave, man. You would have rolled it.
And you were walking right next to it.
Of course I was walking right next to it.
Oh my
I'm
god.
not afraid of anything.
I was walking you. I was like,
I know, I heard you on the walkie. Like, you're like, get away from it.
You just ignored me?
I didn't ignore you. I just know that I'm protected. I'm fine. Ugh. I was looking over the last. I realized I did all that in house slippers.
You want me to stand?
Oh my goodness. The live is definitely behind a little bit. It is warm out there, guys. It really is. It is totally warm. Too warm. I don't want to go back out there. But he brought over the dogs. I literally we just got through dropping off the sandblaster and he came back again with the mill. Now I think he's going to get a tractor, I believe, so he can disc the field before they do anything with the foundation work, I'm guessing. Either that or he's doing it just to kill the grass. I don't know. Rhett, if you're still watching, why are you disking the field? You've been working on copper plate of drone frames for power transmission and refined sleep look. You'll have to elaborate on that one for sure. The stream is a little bit behind. So hopefully everyone's still there with the questions. Let me see, because I need to see if you guys... Copper plate of drone frames. Okay.
Okay, good. So you can see me. Yeah, I just got in the house. It's still behind though, because I still have that mark on my arm. So the chat and everything is behind. But what I would like to do, since it is almost dinner time, and we've had a great time on today's live, I've appreciated everyone. I hope that I have some people who are interested in the content. I hope you are all interested in the project. And now you got to see some of the equipment we've been acquiring for the shop. Because when I go mainstream with one of my main ideas, we're going to be filming from the shop, at least in the bay that I'm working in, and when I'm working on some of the projects. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. We're getting everything together, and we are just about ready to get things going. And I am a bit behind. You can see a lot. I've got to be at least, just going out there put me probably 5 minutes behind, I'm going to say. So, just so everybody knows, I don't know how to speed that up. Let me see on my end here. Now I think we're close. Yeah. Okay. So it was on my end where it had slowed down because the computer went to sleep, so I had to go back live and then pull it forward on the studio window. So, but yeah, that was fun. Terrifying when I saw that wheel or that tire compressing like that. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing's gonna tip over. It's gonna tip over. It's gonna tip over. Oh man. Oh, I got it on the alarm. Hold on. So I'm arming the garage. It's on a separate security system, so that, obviously I can keep an eye on it because I've got cameras in there and other means of defense. Whew. That takes me out every time, man, when he brings a mill over, because that last one I showed you was what happened last time when we pulled the mill out. I don't know what it was. I think he had parked. It was before that fence was up, so he was kind of at a tilted grade already. So when he came down off the trailer with the mill, and then turned back towards the building, basically it just slid right off the forks, and then went boom, and then head down into the ground, and it was like, and I was like right next to it. So it was like, I felt that thing shake the ground. I'm telling you, it was crazy. So today I am very, very happy that mill got in there safely. And I'm going to make sure that we get those tires checked out before we move it again when it goes to the shop. Cow, how you doing, man? It's been a while. An 8-footer is on my chicken coop that I use for the base is weak and one end, and the wheel is ripped out 3 times trying to move it. Wow. Also, the wheel I put on it only works for dragging up. Might as well put skids on it. Just call it a day. Colt, don't try and jump on that counter. Excuse me. It's a wonderful day to be okay. I hope you're being safe and not doing anything you shouldn't be while drinking. But hopefully you're old enough to be enjoying yourself and at home, and having a drink. Who doesn't want to drink every once in a while, right? I don't, because I don't like alcohol, but it's just not one of my things, I was a bouncer for a while, so it's not something I'm interested in, because when people drink, they drink, and then you know what happens. When you're at a bar, there's a reason why they're at the bar. Some people go to relax, some people do not. And when I was at the College of Oceaneering for underwater welding stuff, and mag particle testing, learning how to drive a hyperbaric chamber, all that other great stuff. Working out on an oil rig, that kind of stuff. I had a side job, 2 side jobs. One, I worked for Muldoon Marine, which was a really great place. And that's where they were doing repairing on container ships. Anybody who needed any kind of repair. Sort of a side gig I was doing while I was going to school for the commercial diving. And what I did on the at night was I was a bouncer at a bar in San Pedro. And here I am, at the time, here I am, just the whitest of white boys, in the middle of San Pedro. And the fact that I was a bouncer at a bar, I earned a lot of respect from people there. And as a matter of fact, I was there when they were filming, 2 streets down from me, they were filming, I think, the Friday after next, the one where it was during Christmas. But this was in the middle of like June or July, so they sprayed down the streets with water, and then they had it all decorated up. And then Ice Cube comes rolling up with his entourage. He steps out right next to me, and I'm standing by the yellow tape, and he looks over at me like I'm going to lift the tape for him, and I didn't lift the tape for him because I didn't work there. I was just watching everything. So one of his guys lifted the tape and let him through, but he kind of looked at me like, "Why didn't you lift the tape?" I'm like, I didn't know you wanted me to lift the tape. I'm like staring. The first time I ever met a celebrity, and I was just staring at him. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, man!" And it was just crazy, but it was fun. It was fun. I never got to see anybody film a movie before, up close. But that was the only experience I had, was when I was down there. And then I moved from San Pedro to Long Beach for a little bit, and that was all right. But yeah, I definitely missed the quiet of being out here, we were just about in the middle of nowhere, but it was fun. Glory. No wonder my credit has gone up. Oh my gosh. You were too funny, man. This has been a great chat. This has been a great live. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope that you subbed if you're interested in the content, or if you just like these chats that we have occasionally. And I try to make them every other couple of days if I can. And in hotter weather, sometimes it's harder to plan for, because usually I do it in the shop where I don't have to disturb the family, inside the house. So we're gonna have more. We're gonna have more of these. It's about over, but if you rewind a little bit, then I'm telling you, you're gonna see some wild stuff. So basically, outside of the content that I do, I will also do these live streams where we kind of just chat, get to know each other, because I want to know you guys. I want you guys to enjoy what you see. I want you guys to subscribe, and even if it's just for the chats where we're hanging out and talking about whatever you want, or you're seeing what I'm doing, getting the shop ready, trying to get things organized. And Rhett's a really big help. He was the one that helped me with the garage, getting it converted so that I could work more on the project until he gets the shop built, because he's got the land and everything. He's got the plans. It's a beautiful shop. It's gorgeous. So I cannot wait until we start construction of that, because he has already volunteered me to do most of the assembly with him. So at the steel building, he's got most of the steel already, and I can't wait to actually get into it, because it's going to be fun. Get that shop built, and I'll have a place to work, to build some bigger projects that you guys are going to see in the future that involve a lot of hydrogen, big turbines, and FAA licensing. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, glory. Yep. But that's how we do things, man. We risk it. This time I took precautions on how he was rolling that thing because I knew that tire was gonna roll that forklift if he hit the banks too hard. So that's why I was telling him. And I was sitting here holding the side of it like I'm gonna be able to do anything about it if it starts to tip over. I was being optimistic. So, that's all right, honey. I'll help you out with that. There is no excuse for me, my dear. I think I'm in trouble now. Nah, she's more of a lady than that. I'm just more of a man than everybody thinks. So some things I'll spout off like that just for fun. Emery, how are you? Been a while. How you doing? Good to see you. Oh, man. That was an adventure, I'll tell you that. Doing good. I just survived moving a heavy piece of equipment into the warehouse on damn near flat tires while standing right next to it. Probably not one of my smartest moves, but we got it in there. We got the mill in there. Oh. What wins? Old man strength or retarded strength? What does that even mean? Old man strength. Mandel, that's not nice. Besides, I'm not old. Might appear old to some, but it's just the beard, I guess. Well, you know, a lot of it is just my experience with it. Just this is gonna work. I was cautious. I was telling him to make sure things were straight on that road because of that tire. I knew as soon as he started to make that right turn, it was gonna roll that tire in a little bit. So I was telling him to take it as slow as possible. And then we had to go up that grade and get it into the warehouse. And I'm telling you, we lucked out today on that one. Especially with that tire. That was close. He's gonna have to get some solid tires or something next time we move that thing. A liberal forklift. They wanted to lean to the left. Good one, man. What? Cal, what does that even mean? Man, Dell's like, what? Well, you know how it is when we get to that age, you know. We'll probably have an old pack of Pall Malls in there somewhere in the belly button. I mean, a forklift is a mode of transport. Bad pun. I don't know what that is. Is there supposed to be a sound there that played? I didn't see one or hear one. Obviously, I didn't hear one. Oh. Damn, Glory.
You got the rhymes going on. You're like an insult fortune cookie. You should open up a restaurant. Oh man, you guys have been great. Now everyone's gonna fight each other. Come on, you guys be nice to each other. That's what it's all about, is community and friendship here, right? That's what we're after. So when it comes down to everybody insulting each other, you know.
How about you?
Oh, that was fun. That was truly fun. All right, guys, as you know, the wife was starting dinner, and my live is quickly gonna get in the way of that. So, that being said, I want to thank everyone who has stopped by today. Everyone, I appreciate every one of you. You've been wonderful. You've been a great crowd. You troll sleep streams. That I believe, Old Glory. Cal, I understand why. Now, you've all been great. I love every one of you. Cal, I didn't mean that personally. I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't mean that personally, so don't take it personally. And I'm sure your father didn't leave you. You still got to figure out who he is. That being said, you've all been a wonderful, wonderful audience. And I hope I got some subs out of the deal, because if you haven't, you're going to miss out on a lot of really cool stuff coming up. And now you've had a chance to see some of the equipment we've been collecting for the major project. And the drone part, the 3D printed part, the drone, the Shrike Ultra drone is a proving platform for the alloyed, much larger version that you're going to end up seeing. The fun we're going to have with the hydrogen. So with that, I would like to thank you all once again for joining DPC today on a live broadcast of what it is I'm doing and talking about whatever you want to. You've been great. Love you all. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click the bell so you know what's coming up and what is going on. And you guys stay tuned for more. I love everyone. Glory, Ben, everybody. Simon, you're back, but you're like late. Mandel, thank you. You guys are all on, even Entity with the popcorn. Someone's got to bring the snacks, right? You guys are awesome. Love each and every one of you. Peace out.